How many of you have been in real estate for at least 5 years? 10 years? 20 years? Okay. How many of you recognize the difference that you make? I want to share with you the difference that one of you in this room made for me. Recently, my wife and I got to buy our first house together. If you've been married, you know what it means to buy a house together as opposed to move into the other person's house and get rid of all their stuff when they're out of town. So my wife and I, we go and we buy our first home together. Not the biggest house in the world, not the smallest, but it's perfect for us. And we had this amazing experience going through the process of trying to find just the right house, including my friend coming with us in the car as we drove around. When people buy a home from you, they're not just hoping to have a great home and an investment that goes up. Our real estate agent, by helping us find the right home, really impacted my relationship with my parents and impacted my wife's relationship. One of my favorite memories of our new home is my wife's father, who's 7 years old, career military. Man of very few words. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Shows up, and my wife gives him a tour. And at the end of the tour, I was standing there right on the porch. I'll never forget his eyes well up with tears. And he says to my wife, "This is what I've always wanted for you. I'm so proud of you." I can't express the weight of that statement to my wife and to me as simply a bystander in that home getting to watch. My father and I have a slightly different experience. He hears we buy a home, and he's going to come make it better because he knows that I don't own any tools. So my dad flies down, big deal, got on the plane. I mean, it was a 14-minute flight. But he flies down with his toolbox. And he then spends a weekend showing my wife how to fix things around the house. And after they had worked very hard, and I was in the air conditioning while they were working very hard, we walk outside. My dad's 6'5". We haven't always had the closest relationship. But he went to night school for 8 years when I was a little kid while working on the line at GM in order to be able to provide for us. We have a very different communication style. And on our porch, we were hanging out, just the two of us. And he said, "Son, I'm really proud of you. You have become quite the young man." All of that was made possible because our amazing real estate agent helped us find the right home. Laura, thank you so much for being here. And I'd like to go a step further. The reason I shared that story, one, I've never told Laura those things. But two, many of you in here, in fact, I'd argue all of you in here, have created that same experience dozens, if not hundreds of times, and you've never known because it often goes unsaid. So I want to say it to you. Thank you so very much for the lives and the families that you change. Please don't stop doing what you're doing. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you.